The trouble I see, nobody knows my sorrow. Hey guys, so it's week 19, and I don't have a ton of news, but I did want to give you just a little bit of a check-in as to how running is going and what's new and what's not new. And unfortunately, there's not a ton of new, but so as I talked in my last video, I've been running not a ton. I've been running about 2 or 3 times a week, kind of as my ankle allows, which is typically for anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes. Even though I'm not using it all the time, when I do weightlifting and my weightlifting programs at the gym, I use it a fair amount, just in stabilizing and things of that nature. You know, little jumps to reach the pull-up bar, which I maybe wouldn't have to do otherwise. And I think that that's just kind of been putting enough effort on it that it's not healing as quickly as I would like to. But taking that into account, I have started running before I weightlift, and it's been a lot better for that reason. Back in the car, I'm sure you remember it from last time. So what I've been doing is running about 20 to 40 minutes as my ankle allows, and I run until moderate pain just sets in. I was running kind of until it really got to the point where I had to stop. A lot of the research I did about Achilles tendinitis says the pain that you feel, as long as it doesn't get excruciating, is not causing damage. But what I was finding for myself was after I would allow it to escalate to the point where it was just about to get anywhere from like a 7 to 8 on the pain scale of 1 to 10, my recovery process was a lot longer. If I only let it get up to a 6 or 7, you know, the next day I couldn't really feel it walking, and then the day after that I'd be able to run on it again. As soon as I let it creep into an 8 or 9, I would have to take 3 or 4 days off, and even the next day I'd kind of have to be more cognizant of the shoes that I wear when I went out walking. If I wore like casual day sneakers or anything without any heel on it at all, it would definitely make it worse. It would really start hurting even when I walked, and so I'd have to wear, you know, dress boots or my running shoes or things like that. And so I'm really frustrated with this, and I've voiced this before, but I want to know, do you guys ever have these really kind of lingering running issues that you've dealt with, and how have you gotten through this? And you know, for me before, this was not the kind of thing where it was causing me this much time off. It was the kind of thing where, my ankle acted up a little bit, I could take a week off, come back into it, it would be fine. All of a sudden, my ankle acts up, I take a week off, I come back into it. You know, it's not better, sometimes it's worse. And so it's really frustrating. It's getting better for sure, just in that I am able to run so much quicker after I get pain. You know, we're talking a day or two, not a week or two, which is what it was kind of at the height around late November, December. But just the same, it's really discouraging. Doing exercises for it, doing 1-foot rotations in a doorway, as well as eccentric ankle exercises, which is where you kind of go up on your toe and then you just go down to neutral. So it's like the reverse of like calf raise. This was something I had been doing wrong originally, or not wrong, but I had been doing it past neutral, kind of on a step. So my foot would start off at flexion and then go down to the point where it was bent way more than it usually is when I walk. And that made the problem a lot worse. That was really making my tendinitis significantly worse. When I went to the PT at that clinic that I mentioned a few videos back, she said that for me, what I really want to do is just go from a toe raise to flat and not so much further. And that's been helping. So it's getting better. I'm making progress for sure, but it's just not as fast as I want. And I know that, you know, they say the difference between successful people and non-successful people is that non-successful people see that diagram of progress as a straight line, and successful people know that there's so many turns and stops along the way. But it's still frustrating. So I'd love you guys to comment below, or, you know, any other questions that you might have, but I'd love to know issues that you've had, things that you've overcome in your marathon training. Again, I'm grateful that this is happening now because it's so far out and I have a lot of time to deal with it. But that being said, it's so frustrating when my when 95% of my body says keep going after 40 minutes, and then one joint is like, nope, you're out. A little different view for you guys, finally. This is Lake Michigan, and there you can see Northwestern. Actually, back there is kind of the new music building behind that, which I unfortunately don't ever get to sing in. So come on, Northwestern, let me practice in your practice rooms. I have been enjoying my Polar V800, but unfortunately I don't have quite enough of a handle on it yet to let you guys know really everything that it does and everything that I will be using it for, because there's so much. There are so many features and functions. There's an activity monitor, even when you don't have a heart rate monitor on, that I use sometimes throughout the day. I definitely have been using it for my weightlifting and my treadmill running. There's different profiles for each of those, as well as outdoor running and indoor swimming and outdoor swimming, and I feel like everything. If I looked hard enough, I bet I could find something for, like, you know, full contact shuffleboard or something. It's really great. So I've definitely been enjoying it a lot, but anticipate a first impressions overview next week, just not this week, because there's so many impressions that I've had on it already and so many more things I've yet to discover that I just don't feel quite ready enough to give it to you yet. So I'm leaving for Atlanta tomorrow to go to a laryngeal imaging workshop that's set up through a university there. My supervisor here told me about it, and I'm psyched for that. But another fun thing is that Atlanta is a little bit warmer, as you might have guessed, than Chicago. And so I'm gonna be bringing a pair of running shoes, probably these running shoes, my Saucony Breakthroughs, just because those are the ones that are easiest for me right now a little bit, and I'm gonna be doing some running outside in Atlanta. So you should definitely check back next week, where if you have any questions or comments, I'll try to address those in the video. I'd love to start having a little more of an open dialogue format in some of the videos where you guys can post and I'll respond live. So check back for that. Check back for my first impressions of the Polar V800. And then also, I'll let you know how Atlanta was and hopefully take you around with me a little bit there. Okay, have a good week.